Hello everyone. This is Pawan Sai. Here are my other team members, Arvind, Ashutosh, and Harsha. So this is our portfolio suggestion engine, stock portfolio suggestion engine, and the below architecture mentions a React that we used as a front end technology, and also we have used Flask for the back end, and we deployed this application in Amazon EC2 service. Yeah. So as I mentioned, we have used Flask application. Here we have used Python for backend API, and the deployment is done using the Flask. Yeah. Uh, yeah. Ashutosh, can you?
Yeah. So coming on to the features, we have like five key features for the application. The first one is that it suggests stocks based on the strategy used by the user, chosen by the user. You have a list of strategies. You can select the strategy, and then based on the strategy, it suggests stocks. Then we also have implemented validations of the various input fields. Like we have set an amount limit that it cannot go beyond a certain limit. Then we also have a drop down of all the strategies to select. Then the input of a value from the user as well as selection of investment strategies. This again is the list of the input features that we have for the application. Then once we provide the input, it gives the details for the stocks for a period of 30 days, and it also divides the input amount based on the selected strategy. Now, next slide, please. We have some extra features as well in our application, like we display the trends of various stocks, which we have used an external API for. And we also have a widget that shows the market trend for various time periods, like ranging from a day to a month, 3 months, and even a year, based on the selected option. We also have a pie chart representation of the allocated stocks based on the strategy. And the user interface that we have created is really intuitive and easy to use. Next slide, please. Now, we did face some challenges while creating the project. One of first of which was the getting the source of the API for the date. We had to go through the extensive documentation of the API spec in order to uh, understand the various parameters to find out the exact data that is required. The second was integrating the third-party API into our application because we use Python for our backend. So Python we had to integrate the API interface with our backend so that the front end could use it and get the data for the stocks. Then extensive designing was and planning for the user interface was done to make sure that it was simple and intuitive. And finally, deploying the application to EC2 instance was a bit challenging as this we had no prior experience in working with EC2 instance. Now, next slide, please. Now we'll go over the demo with Arvind and Harsha.
Yeah, so let me demo few of the test cases of our application. So let us go through the test cases which we are testing for. So basically, the first test case is nothing but successfully rendering the home page steps like steps to navigate link. The real time clicker, the strategy input form, and latest trends should all load correctly when the home page is loaded. So let us just look at the application and see if it is working fine or not. So let me just take you to the application. So here this is a stock portfolio suggestion engine application, and which is the front end is built on React as Pawan said. So we are able to see all the in the homepage we are able to see the place to enter the amount and select the strategy and confirm the confirm it. So that is about the test case one. And yeah, and The test case 2 is basically blocks the user from allowing the input which is less than $5,000. So if the user enters $4,500, it should give an error message, or application should give an error message. So let's go ahead and test that. So this is the engine, and if we enter the amount of 4,500, so we are able to see this amount should be greater than $5,000. And even if we don't, if we ignore this and if we try to click on the next button, it says invalid amount. Like, so basically this shows that we are handling this case where the user should not be entering the amount which is less than $5,000. So yeah, and this by this we covered our second test case. And when we come to the third test case, it is basically choosing a strategy. So once we enter once we enter this amount of $500 and click on the next, we can select a few of the strategies, like ethical investing and like growth or something like that. And when we click on next, uh, the user should basically see the selection and should be able to proceed to the next steps, like which shows the details of the selected strategy. So let's go ahead and test that. Once we enter here, so once we enter this amount of $5,000 or more, and if you click on the next button, it's basically uh, giving us the option to select a strategy. So if we go ahead and select the ethical investing, and if we still proceed to the next button, uh, now here it shows the selected details. Basically it's showing the amount which is selected, and it is also including strategies which we showed. So it's basically like ethical investing. So that's all about the test case. So so basically we discovered the third test case as well. And let's go to the fourth test case. What it depicts is basically, if we enter the amount of $7,000 and if we click on next, and if we select any of the two methods, say like there are multiple methods, right? If we select any of the two methods and if we click next, the user should be able to pick up the methods and pick up like user should be allowed to pick up to two methods. So basically we should allow the application should allow the user to pick up two methods and proceed with the procedure. So basically let's go ahead and test that scenario. So let's load the application once more and try entering the amount of 7,000. And if we click on next, the test case basically says it should be able to we should be able to select two strategies. So let's go ahead and select ethical investing first and index investing next. So basically we selected two strategies, and if we click on the next button, it shows these two strategies, and user is successfully able to proceed to the next step, right? So that's all about the test case. So these are the four test cases uh, which which we tested, which we use to test our application. And Harsha will proceed with the uh, Harsha will proceed with the next four steps, I mean next test cases. Thanks.
Yeah, yeah, I will cover the rest of the test cases now. So, the test case 5 is after entering the details of the investment details and strategy details, we should confirm the selected details. So, this test case depicts it. So, in step 1, if we enter, so I will be going back now, and if you enter $5,000 as discussed in the test case and click on next, and then select the ethical investing strategy and click on next, we can review the details here as the amount is 5,000 and this is the selected strategy. After we submit, then the desired output should be as discussed. A confirmation block appears. So as we saw here, a confirmation block was there with the selected amount and strategy. So if we can modify the if we need to modify it, then we can click on back, as you can see here. After clicking next, we saw these details, and if you want to correct these details, we can click on back and again select a different strategy or select a different amount. So this is working as expected. So when we go to next test case, it is depicting the double strategy selection. So if you see here, so if you enter some random, so $7,000, let's say, as discussed in the test case, and select two or more strategies, select any of the two strategies. So index investing and quality investing. So the desired output should be like user should be able to proceed to next. So basically if you select two or more, so not two or more, if you select more than two, then it will give an error. So as this has shown here, maximum of two investment strategies can be selected. So this is working as expected, this test case. So let's go to the seventh one. This test case depicts the stock results when we select one strategy. So if we go to the first step where we select $5,000 and click on next, and click one strategy, ethical, select one strategy, ethical investing. So when we click on next, it will give us this blog where we can review, and when we submit it, so it is fetching the data from backend where we can see the three stocks, a page with three stocks, and each stock will have current price as well as the invested amount. So this is suggested by the backend engine, stock engine. So yeah, the other test case, let's go to next test case. Here this test case is for two strategies. So the previous one was for only one. So if you go to the first step, when we enter 7,000 and select two strategies, so as discussed here, ethical investing and growth investing, let's say, and next. So here if we click on submit, as we selected two strategies, so there will be a results page with three stocks for each of this method. So if you see here, these three stocks are for ethical investing, and the below three are for growth investing. So and it displays the current amount, and then same thing as previously said, it displays the current stock price and the desired invested amount, which is coming from the stock engine again. So let's go to the next test case, which depicts the pie chart. So let's give $5,000 as input and select ethical investing as a strategy and review this block. And when we submit, so the desired output should be, it should generate a pie chart, and it represents the specifics of the stock name and quantity. So as shown here, this is the pie chart, and it displays all the stocks with the percentage of the stocks. Yeah, and when it comes to last test case, we'll again go ahead with the double strategy. Sorry, $5,000 and two strategies. So this is the final test case where we will be testing all the features in the results page. So as discussed, this is the three stocks come under this strategy, and three stocks below three stocks come under index investing strategy, and this is the pie chart with all the six stocks and its quantity, the percentage represents the quantity of each stock. That's it. Thank you. That's it.